It is NBA action on EA Sports. I'm Ed Cohen. Great to be joined by Jay Williams. Should be a terrific game here tonight. We're at Vivint Smart Home Arena in downtown Salt Lake City. Tonight, it'll be the Utah Jazz getting set to match up with the Oklahoma City Thunder. The opening tip won by the Jazz as we get started in Salt Lake City. To Favors. Rubio over to the right side. Mitchell's shot comes up empty. George lobs it up. Oh, not a good pass there as it's stolen by Utah. Joe Ingles to Rubio. Takes it right to the rim. A lot of contact there, but they say no foul.
Look, there was barely any contact on that last play. I agree with the ref's no call. Let him play.
Rudy Gobert with the block. Now ready to shoot at the line.
You see this all the time. The defensive players establishing his presence on the court and also checking to see how far the refs are going to let him go.
Paul George, a couple of free throws on the way. A career 84% free throw shooter. Nope, first one does not go. Good bounce back, hits the second. It's a 1-of-2 trip. Donovan Mitchell with the rock.
2 minutes remaining in the first.
To Gobert. Rudy Gobert. 2 for 2. That's what you want.
Old school equals high percentage.
Westbrook with it. They're down 3. To George. Here comes the screen. Paul George to Westbrook. Favors matched up with Paul George. To Rubio. Five to shoot for Utah. Off the mark. With defense like that, little margin for error. Westbrook into the front court. Exactly a minute to go here in the opening quarter. To Paul George. Paul George missed his first. That one goes.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Mitchell with it up top. His team up by 1. To Gobert. Not done yet. Grabs his own miss and scores. Good concentration.
The true measure of Rudy Gobert comes on the defensive end. He was all-NBA defensive first team and was tied for the lowest opponent field goal percentage at 43%. You ain't getting by that.
Adams to George. Fires the 3. His first effort off the mark. The follow won't go either.
And you have to remember that your hand is part of the ball. There wasn't enough contact on that play for the refs to blow the whistle.
Deep 3 at the buzzer. The first quarter's complete. The Jazz out in front. good start to this one. After one quarter of play, on to the second period. Jay, neither team was able to get control to start this one.
Both teams are trying to feel each other out, but I like the aggression that both teams established in the first quarter. This is the first quarter league. The way you play in the opening minutes really sets the tone for the rest of the game.
George to Westbrook. Deep two there, won't go. Here's Rubio up top, up by 3. Short jumper off the mark.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
Ferguson to Paul George. Here comes the screen. Shot clock's at 5. Down to 4. Paul George to Westbrook. Beyond the arc for 3. The shot clock expires. Gets it to go. Could have been more. A lot of contact, but no foul.
And you're allowed 2 steps after you pick the basketball up. It doesn't matter which feet you step with, but 2 counts.
Ferguson to George. Here comes the screen. George. From the painted area, won't go down. On the follow. Way to stay with it.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays, no one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Favors to Rubio. Here comes the screen. Pass to the rim. And he throws it down. Rudy Gobert with the slam.
It's so amazing when you get a chance to see a player in his own space. It's almost as if the defense doesn't exist. He can go left, he can go right, he can attack. He's playing on that court by himself.
Rudy Gobert tips it. That's his 3rd block this evening. Jazz have the ball. Ingles, tough matchup against George. Paul George, 2 of 4 now.
You used to hear all these coaches talk about, we need players to run the floor. No, I don't need you to run the floor. I need you to run the floor with purpose. Those are 2 different things. When you run the floor in attack mode, that's when plays like this occur.
Favors to Joe Ingles. Rubio to Joe Ingles. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Ingles taking the momentum of the 2018 playoffs into that 3.
Look, that shot was going up regardless of what the defender was trying to do. That's called a heat check.
That misses with 3 seconds left. Rudy Gobert able to recover with the block. 4th this contest. That's it. First half has come to an end. Jazz have the lead.
Thanks, guys. Let's take a look at what went down so far in this one. The Jazz entered the locker room at halftime with a significant lead, and they've been showing off some excellent shooting, and it's ultimately points that win games. So if they can keep this up, there's a great chance they can finish with a victory. Have a look at the leading scorers. For the Utah Jazz, the Thunder have got themselves in a bad situation that seems likely to only get worse. The way they struggle doesn't bode well for them at all. But if they've got some fight in them, we'll know right away in the 3rd quarter. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Game track. Field goals. Player of the half.
Gobert tallied a lot of blocks in the first half and really made his presence known on the defensive end. I bet we end up seeing the opposition get even more timid around him.
Who was cold?
What can you say about a guy like this? Except that he fits the title of this segment. He was definitely cold in that first half. These are the top plays from the opening half.
Number 2. Number 1.
Fellas, back to you.
Tight game through the first 2 quarters as we resume play here in the third. Thunder with the basketball. Short jumper won't fall. Oh, follows and finishes.
Defenders had no chance on that one. That's why we call it the elite tier.
Mitchell with the basketball. His guys lead here, early stages, third quarter. Rubio. To Gobert. And he's fouled. Couple of free throws coming up, Jay.
This drives me nuts when I see fouls like that being called in a close game. Sometimes you just gotta let them play, ref.
Rudy Gobert has got 2 shots coming. Not the best career mark, 62%. First one goes down. And gets both to drop at the line. Oklahoma City's got it. Paul George to Westbrook. Paul George, 3 for 6 now.
And last year, it seemed like PG really had a difficult time finding that next-level elite PG. No doubt about it, this year, he needs to be playoff P all day, every day.
Rubio here against Ferguson. And that'll get out of bounds. Last touch by the Thunder. It'll stay with Utah. To Rubio. Has a chance. And a putback slam.
I remember my high school coach said 1 man can't beat 5. Well, I'm telling you right now, he lied. I'm watching it happen in person.
To Westbrook. To Paul George. Westbrook goes to the left side. To George. Paul George, 4 out of 7.
I don't know what the point of you having a scouting report is if you don't utilize it. You're allowing him to get to positions on the floor where you know he feels most comfortable. Make it a challenge for him by making him do something uncomfortable.
Shot from the lane won't go. Trying to cash in. Another chance. Russell Westbrook not to be denied with the follow.
It's good to see Russ go to this point of the game. It's called horse blinders. He only sees the ball and the rim.
Mitchell picked up by Ferguson. Can't connect from in close. Count it. No and 1. There was some contact there.
Because in certain players' mind, it doesn't matter if they're amongst the trees or not. They're always going to be the giant in the paint.
Westbrook to Adams. Steven Adams with the slam. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first 3 quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
To Rubio. Joe Ingles to Rubio. Ricky Rubio. Quiet night, but 2 for 3 in the contest right now. Straight on 3. At the buzzer. 3 quarters down. The 4th quarter coming up. The Jazz out in front. It's Utah basketball as we begin the 4th quarter, and they'll be looking to finish strong.
And when you play stingy defense on one end, the other end takes care of itself.
Nothing going here on that drive. Gets it in the right corner. Rubio. Now pass taken away by the Thunder.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in a playoff game, it will.
So important to take care of the basketball. Easy 2 on the other end after the turnover.
And when you get your prescription, you take your medicine and you call it a day.
Rubio. And the rebound taken in by OKC. Ferguson to Westbrook. Nothing going here on that drive. Now ready for a couple of free throws.
I'm watching the coach's reaction right now, and I'll tell you, he's not going to be happy about that. The game comes down to the micro details. That wasn't a part of the plan right there.
Russell Westbrook at the line for 2 shots. A career 81% free throw shooter. First one, count it.
It's like practice.
Good free throw shooting. Knocks down a pair. Rubio into the front court. All even here in the 4th. Nothing going here on that drive. Rubio to Joe Ingles. The Jazz with 4 on the shot clock. Mitchell. That's how you defend.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Westbrook to Paul George. Tough move in close quarters with the crossover. George. Shot off the mark. Good defense.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Here comes the screen. George to Westbrook. Off the mark. Here's Rubio into the front court. Our score all even here in the 4th quarter. Favors to Rubio. And the 2. Rudy Gobert cashes in.
I love the drive to the basket there. Instead of trying to go around or over, go through.
Ferguson, deep right corner. Westbrook. That's off the side of the rim, short. Far shot right there. Shot's no good. That's out. Last touch by Joe Ingles. George can't connect. Here comes the intentional foul, but they did have one to give, so no free throws yet. They'll shoot after the next foul.
Good foul right there. You want to stop the clock.
Now they get the intentional foul, and this one not over yet. 2 huge free throws coming up in a 2-point game.
This is a close game, and possessions are at a premium. That's a good move to stop the clock.
And hits the first free throw. Goes 2 for 2. Long heave from three-quarters court. It's the Jazz who come away with the victory as they win this one by 4. For Jay Williams and all our crew, I'm Ed Cohen saying so long for now. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
Hey everyone, it's Jalen Rose, and it's time for the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Jazz got the win with a comfortable scoring margin. And what more could you say about their excellent field goal percentage? These guys couldn't miss even if they tried. Here are the guys who put up the most points. For the Utah Jazz, the Thunder put up a fight, but didn't get their hands raised at the end. It's pretty obvious their emphasis was on the long-range game, given how many times they shot the 3 ball. Their execution, however, was definitely not there. They didn't hit a single 3-pointer. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Game track. Field goals. Player of the game.
Gobert blocked plenty of shots, but the stat you don't see is how often he forced opposing shooters into tough shots that resulted in misses.
Who was cold?
This isn't the segment you want to be in, of course, but even the best players find their way into this part of the show. Here we go with the top plays.
Number 2. Number 1.
On behalf of Ed Cohen and Jay Williams, this is Jalen Rose signing off.